Hi everyone, welcome to the Matrix Oracle. My name is Audrey. Let's do a special Venus reading in the sign of Scorpio, December 4th to December 29th, 2023. So first we're going to look at a collective message, and then I'm going to invite you to watch the tutorial. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's going to be in the description where to find that tutorial. If you're watching it on Instagram, you will have this as my little highlights for tutorial. Where is Venus in Scorpio transiting in your chart? So according to what house, you're going to have a different theme of this energy. So you want to watch the collective message and then your house message. All right, let's do this. So already I was called because I was talking and I was like, what is this card? This is usually when you're playing with tarot cards. Okay, fine. The card under the deck, at the bottom of the deck, is the shadow. And we have here the Queen of Swords. There's some BS. There's some bullshit going on as far as maybe how you relate to your desires. Okay, so we're going to pick those cards up. We're going to look at what is that discord. Oh, yes. It feels like it's a dissonance. Okay, there's some dissonance. The Nine of Swords. A lot of sword energy. Not surprising, as we're going to also have Mercury retrograde. So there's going to be some reviews of how we relate in our mind to our desires, to whether or not it's possible, becoming possible. I am possible. Now, I do feel that the house that Venus in Scorpio is going to transit is going to give you a little bit more insight on what's going on. But as this is available for some of you that are not yet members or subscribers, let's see, we have those cards that fell on the floor. Drum roll, please. Okay, the Three of Wands and the Hangman. Okay, this is a call for cleaning up house. Like that broom just stood out like screaming, and pausing. There's a pause for you to realign, recalibrate your magic. And what I mean by magic is your field, your energy field. Very interestingly, as I'm channeling this energy, I just posted on my YouTube shorts and my reels about the aura. Your aura is almost like your ore, your light, your gold, okay? So there's some transmutation here that needs to happen. So you guys, you know my solution for everything, sound. So for some of you, go and check out those videos that are about your light source, your aura, cleansing, strengthening. And then some of you, if you're getting the insight, this is about mindset. So again, Scorpio is the messenger from the unseen to the seen. So there's going to be revelations as far as what dissonance, discordant, disharmony there is between what you say you want, what you feel you want, and things that you're still holding true in your vibrational field and in your body. All right, let's, you know me, rock and roll. All right. Let's see house number 1 for this Venus in Scorpio. Okay, so we have the King of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. So there's some type of reharmonization that's coming up for you. And it's, if you have this transit, it seems that you've done a lot already of work to be in an emotional place that is very compassionate towards the self, that can allow you to stand in greater ways in your own power. Is there any shadows about this energy? Let me see. Okay, the Moon and the Ace of Cups. Self-love. Practice self-love for this period of time, knowing where you are lacking self-care. I would say for your house number 1, there is an invitation to be very self-aware of your thoughts, of your emotions, and also the type of reflections and projections. So there's going to be some work in terms of also your vibrational field. what is yours, what's not yours. Are you picking up on anger, frustration, and you're like vibrationally attuning to something that's outside of yourself? But I feel that with those very positive cards, if you have Venus in Scorpio, that you've already done a lot of this energy work. You're just kind of like reviewing and mastering. It feels like there's a mastery. All right, that's what we have for you. House number 1. House number 2, I was starting to shuffle and, and the card already flew. So 10 of Wands here for you, house number 2. And 5 of Swords, okay? So there is some type of burden that you're carrying if you have Venus in Scorpio in the second house. There's some burden, as it's a realization that this transit is going to help you release some of the, it feels like gossip, you know, or things that were put in your head and your mind and that you may not be realizing. But the second house is very much about your aura, you know, it's what you hold true in your field, your beliefs, your values, and that means it could be weighing on you, whatever you heard about yourself and that you have to clear. So let's get some guidance on how to do that. All right, let's get some guidance for this. Up, those 2 cards here. Okay, Justice and the Towers, those are major arcanas. So I feel as some of you, it's really, that triggers the yin-yang recalibration playlist, really knowing what is true that you're holding in your field. And that means that some of you, you might want to pull back your energy and really make sure that you're not engaged in relationships and dynamics, or even, you know, activities where you overstrain, overstretch yourself and your energy. There's definitely some shift that is happening for you, house number 2, because there is a greater path. Follow the synchronicities. This is where the magic lies. House number 3, so Venus transiting in Scorpio, the house of communication with your higher self and communication overall. I would say even self-talk. Okay, so 8 of Swords. This is where we're seeing that there's some mental prison, but it's all fake. It's an illusion. Look at this little bird here. Little birdie knows that you're not really trapped, but you're doing this to yourself. So let's see how we resolve this. Okay, well, Hierophant, stick to yourself, okay? And what I mean by stick to yourself, like commit to yourself. And for some of you, stick to yourself, I feel that you need to hear this. It's like, stay by your pretty self, okay? There might be some resistance to meditate. Might be called like to kind of distract yourself. This is a transit, especially towards the end of the month, that wants you to call you back in, all right? There's some review to do. Now, we did have another card with this, and it's the Strength card. So what I love here is that when you spend more time with yourself, there's some renewal here. It's like this lion is almost like acting like a pet. It's about self-care, it's about self-love, and it's going to help you transmute all of this. I feel as some of you, you might not realize that the vibration of some of your partnerships, dynamics, or your environments, okay, they require a little bit more cleansing. Some of you might be like, you're just going to work, and I'm like, I'm not really talking to anyone except clients during the day. But even that, especially when you're in an environment that you can control as much, when you come home, it's like taking a shower or brushing your teeth. Spending the time to clear the air so you can really sense your own worth and value. House number 4. Let's see what we have for you. This one came through too. Okay, so house number 4 is about the home, and it could be related to things that happened in the past in your childhood. Okay, so 5 of Pentacles here, some sense of rejection and abandonment that we need to, and I'm going to use the word banish, because some of you, if you're a little bit like myself, working with energies, have a little witchy side to yourself, and that means understanding the elements, okay? You know that you need to invoke greater energy, but before you can invite greater things, it's just like your closet. Before you can buy new stuff, except if you want to pile and have a mess, you want to clear and cleanse. So this is where the banishing comes forward. I feel like this is for someone in specific as far as the little witchy story. So hello. Here we have with this the Page of Cups. So I like this because some of you might be also, when I was like mentioning the witch, there might be some of your craft. So some of you might be working with herbs. You might be working, just like me, sound, okay? There's something as far as how you do your own cleansing that is going to be magical, and that's going to be maybe more dominant in the month of December with this transit. Kind of doing things a little bit different, I feel, for some of you. Maybe you were stuck a little bit in that routine. Yes, we have the Six of Pentacles. There's going to be a greater give and take, just like what I told you with the closet. Okay, first you cleanse, then so you need to clear space so you can allow. Okay, and some of you it's going to be important. Seven of Swords, and the things that you're going to want to clear out is all the untruth and the things that you're still holding on to. Now, when I was trying to analyze a little bit more for you, house number 4, this stood out and I had never seen it, the globe, okay? There might be something in your transit, in your astrology, that might need to be known. To some of you, you know a little bit, so this is why we're doing those transits. There might be, you might have planets in the 4th house. You might have some conjunction that are happening. So there might be some clues here as far as what type of untrue there is still going on, okay, in that field. That's what I have for you, house number 4. House number 5. Let's see what we have for you. Venus in Scorpio, transiting December 4th to the 29th. I feel there's something about being very specific. Especially that's the house of pleasure, but also the house of, your inner child, and also your self-expression. So we have the Six of Cups. There's a couple of them, so we're going to review all of them. We have the Three of Pentacles. So far, looks like fun. 9 of Cups. 7 of Wands. 9 of Pentacles. And the High Priestess. Okay, let's dive into what I feel. And I feel they put this way kind of together. I don't know why my headphones stood out, but we're going to see why. Okay, so for you, I feel this is going back to what I usually do in some readings. This is the mind, this is the heart, and this is the chemistry, the balance. So you could be like yin-yang energy playlist for some of you. What we need to achieve here is a greater partnership with spirit, okay? With this trilogy, this energy of 3, and reach contentment, being okay with the work, being okay and finding pleasure. I think this is important for you, finding pleasure, especially here with the mind, with the 9 of Cups. It's finding emotional pleasure that almost like feeds the mind. And whatever it takes, and some of you, you're going to get the hints and the guidance through your intuition. So follow your intuition for this transit to feel in alignment. In terms of the heart, there's something about recovering your state of innocence, your immaculate sense of creativity and feeling good about it. And 7 of Wands is going to require of you to say no to certain energies, to certain invitation, to certain people, situation, events. So there's some discernment through how you feel and how it makes your mind think and how your body reacts to situation, because you should be in that energy for this transit, like enjoying and savoring your own company, and then the right opportunities will come. House number 6, before I even start, when I finish house number 5, the Kali card deck just started screaming at me. And I was like, okay, Kali, come down. And I feel this is important. I just checked on her transit while we're going through this Venus in Scorpio, and she is going to be in the last degrees, towards the last degrees of Libra. So where we're talking about getting more comfort from past situations, being on our life purpose and mission, you know, bettering ourselves, but also divine order. So there's some really major shifts with this Venus, which was actually when I started channeling Kali readings, was with the Venus and Kali being conjunct. But here she just stood out, especially for you, house number 6. So some of you, it might be predominant, so I'm going to do some of you, if you didn't get this reading, which has been really intense, just like the energy that I picked up on here, very transformative, where I'm channeling your natal placement and the transit right now. So if that's Scorpio energy, and again, she's really helpful with burning off the illusion, the veils, okay? So, house number 6. I feel that for some of you, this is going to be the shadow, the 7 of Wands. There is a lot of energy vampires. Your aura might have some tears, some hooks, because you told yourself, those are karmic contracts. You told yourself something and say, oh, this can never happen to me, or I can never do that. Those are karmic contracts that you bound yourself with. And it feels like it's kind of really reaching a point where it can affect your health. So let's get some more cards about that. All right, let's pull some cards. I'm still impressed by how strong those dark goddesses energy are. Love them. That must be the Scorpio in me. Just love that. All right, let's see what we have. Oh, wow. House number 6. This is where you want to be at with this energy. King of Wands and the Empress. Okay, there's some like divine plan. Now, again, this is where Kali is in those placements that wants you to be on course with delivering, birthing something that is really important, not just for yourself, but through the whole process that you're going through to be able to birth this. All that you're overcoming is the gift. It's not just the result of the product or whatever achievement. It's the whole process that got you there, and you need to understand that. All right, let's see what else, because we know there's some, energy cleansing. Some of you, if you're not yet YouTube members, I've added a lot of clearing frequencies, strengthening, removing X's and X's, contracts that we said because of our words, okay? Yes, spend some time journaling. Spend some time immersing yourself within yourself. And the 9 of Cups and 2 9s. There's some divine wisdom. This is so interesting because I have one frequencies that I am supposed to release also for the YouTube membership that is about communication with the sacred goddesses, the inner wisdom. So thank you for reminding me that. Yeah. So this is what you want to stew in. House number 7. So this transit, Venus in Scorpio, December 4th to the 29th. Okay. We have the 7 of Pentacles. There's something brewing. There's something about patience here. There's something as far as your manifestation that's going to come to fruition, but it requires of you to spend some time maybe observing, and especially with the grapes, gratitude. So some of you, if you haven't checked out my Chiron Wounded Healer playlist, all the mantras that I use for Chiron are gratitude mantras. I felt that was the highest way to transmute some of those wounds, because just Chiron being the wounded healer. Okay, so there's something about gratitude, to practice and cultivate gratitude. Let's get some more insights. Okay, I feel those 2 cards. Okay, the 2 of Pentacles and the 3 of Swords. I feel this is about balancing your energy. So some of you, I feel that if you're spinning your wheels in a negative mindset, maybe something upset you. It's almost like, I'm going to call it cranky baby syndrome, okay? Take a nap. If you are YouTube members, I do have a power nap, light regeneration, restoration, frequency for the nervous system. You guys have been practicing it daily for the last month. I almost feel like it kind of gave me a glow up in that sense. It feels like with the Three of Swords, there could be some past ache or grief that needs to be put to the rest, okay? And if it's been testing you, this is a great transit. I wanted to dive deeper for you, and then the shadow from the bottom of the deck was called with the Ten of Cups. There might be some type of loneliness. It's the end of the year. Maybe there's separation with family ties, members, or you're alone for the holidays. There's some type of grief here that needs to be transcended. Some of you, it's almost as if maybe recalling yourself where you were at maybe many years ago. Maybe you had, like, you were in family and you had all the things that you feel you're missing or lacking now, but yet you were a different version of yourself. You were still struggling with certain things. You didn't know much about yourself. It's almost like you have to do a little bit of mirror work. That's 7th house energy, so I'm not surprised. So that's for you, house 7. House number 8, the house of shadows, the house of rebirth, the house of Scorpio. So let's see what we have here. Oh, we got a lot that wants to speak through. Okay, so if you have Venus in Scorpio, in the 8th house, we have the Tower, we have the Ace of Cups, we have the Page of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles, the 5 of Swords, the 10 of Wands, and some 2 here, the 6 of Pentacles and 7 of Swords. Feels a little bit like a summary of a lot of things that we reviewed with other houses. Okay, I feel there's definitely some things that you're destructuring as far as how you used to relate to your desires, but especially to the self. So what I feel here, it's almost like with the Tower, where I usually channel the feminine energy. I did mention Kali, so some of you, if that's what you have, you might want to consult Kali and what she has to share with you for this transit. There's the feminine, like the destroyer energy, meaning like, okay, we're not doing this anymore, okay? And especially when it comes to feeling rejected, feeling abandoned, to the point that we're not able to even be grateful for some of the things that we have. Because it seems that here in the mind, if you have that transit, there's a lot that you're channeling that you want to come with. There's a lot of desires and there's a lot of dreams, and they're going to be achieved. But this needs to happen first because it's weighing on you. It's almost as if like you should not think about the past anymore. And especially it seems that what you have to give up is maybe overgiving with the 6 of Pentacles here and the 7 of Swords. Maybe there was some belief that made you feel like you always have to overstretch yourself. You have to prove yourself. That almost feels like there's some type of inner battle that was existing in before. Probably, past experiences that were traumatic or negative and hasn't been fully healed, or just kind of like still, some debris of it. Maybe removing psychic, narcissistic debris. That's in the super empath. So some of you might want to look at this. Super empath also knows the boundaries of give and take. That's for you. House number 8. All right, house number 9. This one felt in alignment. Okay, we're doing this like this. We are. Okay, house number 9, spiritual education. It feels like almost like what you just saw. It's almost like spirit is moving through you, changing things up. If you have Venus in Scorpio especially. We have the 8 of Wands on the heart and secret feminine with the Death. I like that. Because it's almost like you're going to be taught how to be reborn again. The Hierophant Love that. The Knight of Swords. Even better. The High Priestess. Love it. I'll tell you. The Queen of Cups. Yay, hallelujah. Okay, it's almost like when I was doing it, let me explain to you. It's as if I was rehearsing something that no matter what I was given, I loved it. I loved it because I knew how to spin it to my advantage. Okay? It's the message. This is the message. If you have Venus and Scorpio in the 9th house, this is going to teach you how to master the art of turning your scars into stars. Okay? There's something about the past way you used to communicate. Maybe there was some fears like, the scar doesn't look, It's almost like, yes, I can see that. I am getting rid of this. And it's almost like a positive outlook that is being channeled for you. I like this for this whole completion and story of the wheel. Now for the mindset, what is very interesting is that it's in this intuition space. It's almost as if you're being taught how to just let the intuition guide the thoughts. And the thoughts are going to be very much in alignment with someone is highly giving to themselves and overflowing for others. This is just, it feels almost like delicious. And that deliciousness of allowing the feminine, because here, House 8 had that energy also where the feminine was kind of intervening. Here the feminine is clearing and ending those cycles. It's ending the cycles and it's going to give you such great balance, such great commitment to what you know, your worth, your truth, and going after your dreams, going after your desires very decisively. Like that for you. House number 9. House number 10. Okay, so we evolved from pulling cards to a spread. I like this. House number 10, there's a higher purpose. It's almost as if, you know, everything you have cleared, especially the word clear is coming up. Everything that you've put your light and shine onto is going to matter, be of the essence through this transit of Venus in Scorpio. Let's see what? Yeah, anything that was about you feeling outcasted, not deserving, unworthy, shameful, guilty of whatever. This is gone, baby, gone, okay? Yes, you're reaching a point of self-mastery in terms of loving how to be with yourself, loving the whole process. Let me see this. Yes, 9 of Cups. So I like the number 9 again. 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. This is all feminine energy, earth and water. It feels that you're embodying more the feminine in your everyday life. Yes, so you had to go through tower moments, and some of you know when you have a transit coming in with a planet, if you're struggling, so if you're watching this and you're struggling with feeling in contentment and feeling fulfilled, then you're going to want to watch the house before and see those messages, because you're only able to do this with the previous lessons, okay? Yes, you had to destructure some of the patterns. You had to let go of some things that you were thinking, feeling, sometimes people as well, okay, those karmic cycles, and you could allow this creative self. Now, I love this, and for some reason I pulled it last. It's as if a new creative self is coming in. Okay, there might have been some doubts about where to go, how to manifest things, because you had to realize that the way you were holding on to the past, to some of those dissonant beliefs, they were not allowing you to see clearly and to tap fully into your art and heart. Okay, that's for you, House 10. House 11. Oh, let's see what we have for you. The House of Network. Oh, well, it seems that you're feeling pretty good by yourself, but this is when you attract the right people. This is also the House of Dreams. Ooh, I feel some of you, if you have Venus in Scorpio in the 11th, make sure you spend time writing your dreams. Even if it makes no sense right now, just try to feel it and rehearse it. The shadow, because I pulled from the under. We have here the Six of Swords. There's something about wherever you are when you don't feel in alignment, when you don't, like, if you're taking this journal and you can't fantasize in a way that aligns with your dreams, put the pen down. You're actually being called when it's almost like when you can't speak or write highly of your dreams, there's something that has to be let go of. Okay, so that's an indication for you. And it's almost like something that spirits wants you to have as an automatic, on automatic. Sorry, some of those English words, they just don't spin right in my mouth. Un automatisme. Voyons. Okay, Three of Cups. It's almost as if you want to be in the highest vibrational, celebrative frequency when you do this work, okay? And do whatever it takes to be in that space. That reminds me of Tony Robbins' exercise. I've done a lot of his workshop. Love the teachings. And he's saying, like, if you have an experience, like, for example, do your taxes. If you have to rate that experience in that moment from 0 to 10, like, what would be the experience? So if you're like at the 2, feeling it, the question you want to ask yourself is like, what could I do that makes it just a little bit better? So for me, I always have my same trick. Sorry, you guys, but that's how I rock and roll. Okay, it's music. Okay, well, let me put some uplifting music. How do you feel now about doing your taxes? For me, I'm sure if I kind of tap into it, I would right away put it to like at least a 4 or 5. Okay, if not more, depends on the music. Then you have to ask yourself, so what next? And you have to take it as high as you can, and you have to try as much as you can to give it to a 10. Get it to a 10 so you can be in that space. So now I had to wonder, what next if I wanted to bring it to a 10? I saw myself dance. I was like, I would need to dance because that means there's something in my body and maybe in the way that I'm thinking right now that makes me look at this situation in a very dull, okay? And then I was like, well, I would have to do this and then be able to rate it. But I can tell you already, if I intuitively tap into it, I would be already at a 7 or 8. Magic, huh? From thinking, I gotta do this, to let me put some music, let me shake it a little bit, and then be like, okay, not so bad. All right, so that's your message, house 11. All right, last but not least, house 12, the house of the hidden, the subconscious, the Akash. Okay, let's see what we have. So we're back in the collective message as far as whatever has been maybe triggering negative patterns of thoughts, and it comes with the 4 of Wands. Okay, it seems that there's definitely some of you know the wheel of ascension, whether it's zodiac or house, because they're the same. They have themes and they have zodiac signs and elements. It leads you to a story, and that story here, if you're struggling with one step, you go back 1. Okay, and if you're struggling still with this one, you go 1. And you can watch the entire reading and see the whole process of Venus in Scorpio teaching you the collective message. And the collective message is like, how can I overcome this type of energy? Now, let's see a more specific message if you have Venus in Scorpio in the 12th house. Okay, all right. We have a whole little pile. I knew this card was coming. I knew it. The devil card. Okay, and this is because there's a temptation to go to the things that are known. It's almost like a shortcut, but I feel like almost like a brain fart, let's call it like that. Because it's almost like you have to realize that some of your thoughts and patterns and what has manifested, it's not that you're cursed, it's not that you're a bad person, it's not that you're a moron or all the negative stuff that you can spin in your head. It's on an awareness of how we wire our brain and how it works. Now you're learning, and it's almost like give yourself the chance to learn about your mind. It's a chance and an opportunity for you to understand self-mastery. And I feel that here it's really an invitation if you have that, and maybe you're new also to my channel and working with me. There is some destructuring of your subconscious. So I would suggest for this one, especially the empath survival kit. Okay, there's definitely here some type of maybe the quantum fascia healing in specific. It's almost as if something happens and it triggers a whole chain of reaction of things that is known, but it's because it's a trauma response or stress response, survival response, it's not going to spin it well, especially if you haven't really gone through the rehearsal of how it has impacted you. On your health, on your emotions, on everything, mentally. So let's see the other messages. We got the moon. Okay, some major arcanas here. So the moon came with the 9 of swords. So there's definitely here some of the things that you did not know about yourself, about your vibrational, dissonance that is coming through this transit. The hangman here. So the celebration is going to come. This is assured by the universe, especially if you're watching this message. It's assured it's coming for you, but it needs you to pause. It needs you to pause and address some of your mental prisons. This is actually a lot of that Pluto energy. So some of you may want to look at your Pluto placement. There might be a conjunction. Maybe you have Pluto in Scorpio, or you have something. Maybe it's squaring that Venus. There could be something here. You have the Hierophant and the 4 of Swords that speaks of resting. So for you as an advice is doing the inner work, the shadow work. It could be also the auric health and wealth. This is a playlist that I channel for shadow work, for sparking more light in order for you to go into the unknown of your shadows, because you become the flashlight. It's not as scary, but again, if you're new to my channel, you have to start with some of the empath survival kit, where you kind of clear a little bit of the negative conditionings here, and make sure that you allow yourself some rest. Rest is like rebooting your computer, rebooting your phone, updating the programs. It allows you to be more clear-headed with whatever is presented to you. And if you're struggling with this, go to house number 11. There was a good exercise and trick. All right, thank you.